heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour here on WPSL 1590, also streamed live to Facebook and YouTube. And let me get my phone up here so I can make sure that I have all the timing correct for the show. But we are here. We're ready to answer your questions, ready to help you. We are going to be talking about some of the latest cybersecurity threats today. We'll also be, again, answering your questions. We'll be talking about streaming. We'll be talking about some of the what we're doing to bring Al's Family Farms back up and running after their building was damaged and greatly destroyed by the tornadoes. And the tornadoes that were spawned, or at least one of the tornadoes that was spawned by Hurricane Milton. I just realized on the video I don't have my camera on, so I'll switch that back on. Sorry for that, but listen, we're here. We're ready to answer your questions, ready to help you resolve your computer technical and streaming and cybersecurity problems. Any questions that you might have, even if they're on a different topic than what I mentioned, we can cover them, and you can take this show in a different direction as long as it's related to technology, computers, or streaming or cybersecurity. We can go there. So give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. So one of the things that we have been going over is the damage to Al's Family Farms. And really, you've seen, if you've watched our video, we have the video up on YouTube where I actually go through their building, and basically you're seeing pictures, but I'm narrating, and you're seeing pictures in that video where we show the damage that was done by the tornado that was spawned by Hurricane Milton. And so really, it's just amazing. The metal beams just twisted, and parts of their barn, and where they do packing, was actually damaged, and so you actually see that. You can see the damage there in those photos. The ceiling tiles and the insulation, the AC ducts hanging down. And we've documented over the last several weeks since then, we've documented some of the steps that we've taken actually to bring them back up online. And one of the things that we did this past week, we have actually been talking about our wireless connection. So our wireless feed over to right now, what we did initially, we had all of their modems here at our office and their routers here at our office, and we had all of their computers here, and we had it configured where their employees that currently already had wireless or remote connection set up were already able to remote into their systems really within just a few days of the storm. And we were able to, as soon as we got the computers dried out and made sure that they were up and running, we got their computers connected, and we started that process of getting those people that already had remote access reconnected so that they could answer questions, so that they could field the calls. They actually have voice over IP phone systems. So really what happens with this, you can actually take your phone anywhere in the world, connect it to a modem or to the internet through a Cat5 cable, Cat6 cable, and you automatically will have internet access. And you'll be able to make phone calls, and really the people don't know whether you're in the office or whether you're somewhere else. And a lot of companies are using this today. By the way, we do provide this service, these voice over IP phones. If you're interested in that, you want to be able to have this flexibility so that even if your building were destroyed, you can actually take your phones, have your employees set up at their houses, or move your office to another location, and just boom, as long as you have internet access, you're up and running. Well, we did get additional employees that did not used to come into, they never had access remotely. We got them set up with remote access so that they were able to access remotely. And then what we did is we actually we brought their modem back out to the grill. The grill's where they make sandwiches and burritos, and you can get shakes. And now they're actually moving the store into the grill where you can buy the fruit and other produce items. You'll be able to do that right from the same place where the grill is. Well, we moved that modem over there, and we set up a high-powered wireless antenna on that grill, on the roof of that grill, very, very high up. Then what we did, and we established a connection into that building, but the building's metal, so the connection was kind of weak, kind of slow. So what we did is we actually installed a second high-powered wireless antenna on the barn, really high up, and that actually feeds a network switch inside that building, which feeds other switches. And what we did this past week, Jeff he said, listen, I want my, Cyber Monday's really big for them. He said, we're going to, and by the way, they do sometimes 1,000 orders on Cyber Monday. So what we did is I actually was out there early Monday morning, and we already had really the connection into that building and into a room that they were converting as a makeshift call center. And what we did is we came in Monday morning and actually got them up so that they actually had 5 stations for people to actually answer phones, take orders, check order status, give updates on the orders. They actually could make the phone calls, and they also could receive the phone calls, and they also could actually access the server and the system that they used to log into when their call center was up and running. They can access their software, so that they could actually enter orders, check order status, and give that information to the client, take payments as well. And Monday I also helped them print out 899 shipping labels. So packages were going out. I think that set of packages was going out the next day because they were waiting on some grapefruit to go out. But they actually have right now, about 9 systems that are set up, and they had as many as 6 simultaneous phone calls going on Monday, and the rest of the week was busy as well. But this is all happening from one internet feed going to one building, going to a high-powered wireless antenna that is then shooting that signal over to another high-powered wireless antenna on another building, which is then bringing that feed down into that building and then shooting it out to other switches so that this can all happen. And what happens with this is we're able to have actually a makeshift call center up and running on the busiest and most profitable day of the year for them, so that they could actually be up and running, have everything working. And that's something that, listen, if you're interested in having this same type of technology, or even having an IT firm that can provide this technology if you need it, give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978.
You're listening to a Faster PC Radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090, 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes, or just go to our website, fasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC. Radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. A faster PC has been here, and as Florida begins to open for business,
The faster PC.
will remain open to repair computers 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 Saturdays. We offer curbside drop-off and pickup and on-site service where a faster PC can come to you. And we can fix many computer problems remotely without requiring any in-person contact. A faster PC is also working to help our customers set up remote access so that employees can continue to work and be productive from home. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 next to the new Dollar General in Port St. Lucie, and on the web at
www.afastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. Again, that's 772-878-5978. Even in times like these, when you have computer problems,
You need a faster PC.
this is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now.
Oh man. Okay, so we're losing connectivity. We've lost connectivity to the studio a few times today. So let me switch over and see. I might have to call in. We do have a caller on the phone. So I will have to relay this to the video over there. Hopefully we'll get the connection reestablished there. So let's see, WPSL. We'll get the connection going again. One way or the other. Hey, this is Brian. You're cutting out again on Skype. Okay. Got 10 seconds to air. Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer questions. And we did, by the way, we're having some issues where we're disconnecting from Skype for some reason with the studio. So right now I'm on the phone with WPSL, and we're trying to get the connection back up with Skype. But we do have a caller on the line, and what I'll have to do, because we don't have the Skype feed up right now, I'll have to actually relay his question for those that are watching on the live video over at Facebook or YouTube. And by the way, anyone that's that's watching over there, you can do this. You can watch after the fact. If you're just listening to the radio, you want to catch more of this, or maybe you missed something, you want to hear it again, you can do that over our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. We have links to both of those on the website. So Alan, how can we help you today? I know you have a question there. Sure. So the question is, the FBI has warned that your text messages between Apple and Android devices could be intercepted by foreign hackers, specifically the Chinese government. So the report is that every second, 270,000 texts are fired off globally, and the FBI is warning that Chinese government could see your messages. An FBI senior official said the agency began investigating the activity in late spring or early summer of this year and revealed a broad and significant cyber espionage campaign. Since the FBI first identified specific malicious activity targeting this sector, we have identified that PRC, or People's Republic of China, affiliated cyber actors have compromised networks on multiple telecom companies to enable multiple activities. So and you know that this really follows news that hackers actually did break into the various telecoms recently, and this is something that we actually saw happen. So the hackers actually did break in and did actually gain access to the cell phone companies, and because of that, the hackers even did have access to text and to telephone calls. And some of the big, there's some big names that were targeted, including Donald Trump. But of course, you are someone that is being targeted as well. And this is one thing you always need to know, really, whether there's an FBI warning or not. Anything you send via text or any phone call you make, someone could be listening. The U.S. government could be listening. You also have, in addition to the U.S. government, you also have, again, hackers. You have Chinese hackers. You have hackers from other countries, and again, it could even be the U.S. government. The U.S. government, has spied on us for a long time. So you have to realize that whatever you type in a text message can be captured. And so I would never, and one of the things I never do is I would never send, let's say, my driver's license number, a picture of my driver's license, my social security number, a username, a password. There are certain ways that you can do that. If you need to share that information with someone, we actually have a secure password protected system where we're able to actually go out, and if someone else is a user of that same system, we can actually share a password with them, at least temporarily. Maybe someone needs access. Maybe you're working with an IT provider. If you're working with an IT provider and we're the ones that are helping you out there. What we could actually do is we could actually log into your computer and launch a prompt where maybe a notepad window, and have you type in your username and password. We could then copy and paste it into the appropriate fields so that we could gain access to the service that we need to gain access to. So there are safe ways. Another way that I've done things in the past, if you don't have that access, you could actually email the username without saying what it is and text the password, or vice versa. But don't say what it is. Just let the person know that this is coming, and maybe let them know via phone call that this is coming. The text, the username's going to come via text. The password's going to come via email. So this is one way that you can securely send this type of information, information to someone that would need to get it. Obviously, you really, in most cases, would not want to share your username and password. But you know what? There are certain cases where maybe a husband and wife have access to the same bank account. Maybe they're using the same username and password. Well, again, one of the really secure ways to share that would be a password management system that is so secure that even the company that manages the password system can't see your username and password. And your username and password, that system can be protected by MFA. So not only do you have the username and your password protecting access to that system, you also need to get a code from a MFA device, maybe a authenticator app on your phone. And so you can actually go in and you can get access to this, and it's a safe way of sharing that type of information. Sometimes we need to get access, and we need to give access, to certain people that we know and we trust. Just make sure make sure you're talking to who you think you are, because cell phone numbers can be spoofed. Hackers and scammers can actually call you from a number and make it look like it's a different number, So for instance, if you get a call from a company that you do business with, maybe it's your bank, and they say, hey, listen, we need to verify your Social Security number. We need to verify your date of birth. We need to verify some of this information. Well, you know what? Just because the phone number says it's the bank doesn't mean it is the bank. It's always safest to actually call the bank back. Ask for a reference. What extension are they at? How can you get back to them? Because you're going to hang up and you're going to call them back. And, because a scammer can actually spoof your caller ID, but then when you call back, they're not going to be able to intercept that phone call. That phone call is going to go to the actual bank, and then you'll be able to talk to them and see, did you call me? Most likely they probably didn't. So, there are some other ways. The FBI has mentioned using WhatsApp, which is now owned by Facebook. So you have to realize with every one of these tools, there are ways that certain entities can actually still see what you're doing. I can guarantee you that Facebook is really kind of looking at what you're texting and using that to provide you ads and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that WhatsApp maybe is 100% secure. There are, I do know some people that actually will not talk to anyone about anything sensitive without using Signal. Signal is another service that actually is highly your information, the privacy of your information is highly protected when you're using Signal. So that's something that you may want to look into and just take a look at there. So those types of options are good options where you might be able to actually protect yourself. But just know, you know what? if I'm texting someone and I'm texting my wife and I say, hey, I'm going to be home soon or I'm on my way home. Well, unless someone's trying to ambush me or something like that, I mean, it's, a hacker in China, does it matter whether they know I'm coming home or anything like that? Well, it probably does not matter at all, if that's the case. So what we're looking at there at that point is we're looking at, really, there is certain information that doesn't matter whether it's compromised. I mean, obviously you want to maintain your security, but this just goes, I mean, I don't know, some people listening probably know this. I've been involved in the pro-life movement, protecting innocent preborn children from abortion. And being involved in that, under certain administrations, we have been highly scrutinized. And to the point where even though everything I've done to protect innocent human life is totally peaceful, totally nonviolent, I still have an FBI number. I've had the FBI knock on my door. During the Clinton administration, our office, we actually had FBI or black helicopters that were flying over the office of the organization that I was that I was helping and working with to defend innocent human life. So really since the early 90s, I've been skeptical of and really have refused to make any type of comment on the phone or via text that would be potentially put me in a compromising situation, or that I didn't want anyone else, that shouldn't be public knowledge. I mean, obviously you want your text messages to be private, but you do have to know anytime you send something, whether you send it to the People's Republic of China or whether you just send it to a friend, that friend can share it with someone else. That you just have to know that this type of stuff, you can't be sure, you can't be 100%. You can't 100% trust the reliability of the and the safety of your privacy there. So, you just really need to realize anytime you're on the phone, anytime you send or receive a text, and we have customers that will say, hey, I'm going to text you my password. We'd rather them not. We'd rather them send that to us in a more secure fashion. So, even coming into the store, or if we're doing remote support, again, we mentioned some of the ways that we can actually go in and do that. So just be aware of that. Anytime you're on the phone, anytime you're doing anything, anytime you're sending text, it is possible, for hackers, and even the United States government, People's Republic of China, to have access to that. Now, again, does it really matter whether the People's Republic of China knows whether you're coming home or whether you're going to pick up eggs or whether you're going to pick up milk or something like that? Probably not. But you definitely wouldn't want to send any information that might jeopardize your privacy, that might expose you to identity theft or might definitely get you in trouble in any way. Be very, very alert, very cautious about that. And I know that the telecom people will be working to enhance their security. We did mention last week there are patches to operating systems on the phones that you need to install, and they are to address zero-day threats. So it's important to install those. All right, so we're going to a break there with over there on the radio. So what's happening? Our connection, normally we are actually connected to the WPSL studio through Skype, and today their feed has gone down. It actually went down before the show started. We were almost ready to start the show on cell phone, and their feed came back up. And then it went down actually sometime around that first segment, and it's still not up right now. So right now we are in a break. I'll just keep talking here just to let you know what is going on. We are still, and I will actually get out and check our feed and our comment section. So if you are out there, you do have a question that you want to have covered here by a Faster PC, we can actually cover that. You can leave that question in the comment line of the live video, or you can actually also call into the studio 772 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. In addition to that, you also could give us a call in our shop, 772-878-5978. And what we will do is we can actually answer your question. You can even text your question. By the way, don't text your password or your driver's license number or your date of birth or any other thing that would get you in trouble. But it's okay to go ahead and text some of the other information. I'm getting logged in to one of the portals to just cover some of the latest cybersecurity threats. And again, if you have any questions you want us to answer, you want us to cover any questions, we can actually go over that here on our show. So this is something that we do this. We provide this service for you where we're answering computer questions. And I know the threats that are out there, and it is, like I said, very, very critical that you actually install the updates, that you install the patches on a regular basis, and the hacking that has been going on with the telecoms is really big, and we want to we have been alerting you of that, and we're going to continue to do so to let you know what is going on so that you can protect yourself. Definitely you may want to look at some other methods of actually protecting your data or sharing data out there. But one of the things to just realize and to know is that again, and this is nothing new, even from the 1990s. When you had to be, the early 90s, you had to be fairly wealthy to own a cell phone. And the cell phones were really huge if you recall back then, and the cell phones, they had cell phones in the car also that you really couldn't even move out of the car. They were so big, but those cell phones, even back from those days, it was possible to actually listen to those messages, over the air, and so that's something that we can actually do. And Cliff, I don't know if you can feed me the studio audio, because I know we're coming up on when I go live, or maybe I know about the right time. So if I don't get any studio audio, I'll just and probably I can't hear it when I'm talking. Okay, so I do hear it now, so that's good. So one of the things that we do, and by the way, on the studio feed, I'm actually giving the lead in to this next segment, which is coming up in about 20 seconds. We'll actually be answering your questions, and again, if you have any questions, you can type those into the comment section on the live videos going on Facebook and YouTube. We will provide this information. And so one of the things that we are going to do here, one of the things we like to do every week is really go over what we call a cybersecurity rundown, where we actually go over the latest threats that are out there and how these can impact you. Some of these are impacting you, and one of these we've already talked about today. But and some of these we've gone over in previous weeks as well. But there is Veeam is advising of a critical RCE, which stands for Remote Code Execution Flaw, and Service Provider Console. So Veeam has released a security update to address 2 critical vulnerabilities in its Service Provider Console, including a remote code execution flaw identified as CVE 2024-42448. This vulnerability allows hackers to execute arbitrary code on unpatched servers from the VSPC management agent machine. So you want to get out there, and there's another high severity issue that could enable hackers to steal NTLM hashes and delete files on the VSPC server. So both of these are important. If you're using Veeam, you want to get out there and make sure that your servers are updated. Also, the Chinese Salt Typhoon that hacked telephones in dozens of countries. So Chinese state-sponsored hackers identified as Salt Typhoon have breached telecommunication companies. This is what we were just talking about, in dozens of countries, including at least 8 in the United States. These intrusions have enabled unauthorized access to sensitive data such as call records and unencrypted text messages, affecting numerous individuals, including senior government officials. The U.S. government is actively collaborating with affected telecom firms to address the breaches and has advised the public to use encrypted communication methods to safeguard their information. And so we just talked about that. And again, anything you say over the phone, anything you text over the phone could be intercepted. So you don't want to, again, text Social Security numbers, driver's license numbers, date of birth. You don't want to, and your driver's license, image of your driver's license. It really, you want to be usernames and passwords. There are more secure ways of sharing that information. And, we would encourage you to utilize some of those other methods of sharing that information. So Cisco is urging immediate patch for old web VPN flaw. So Cisco has updated its advisory for a decade-old cross-site scripting vulnerability in the web VPN login page of its adaptive security appliance software, following reports of active exploitation. So again, this is a flaw that's been out for 10 years, but sometimes, people don't, the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, you know what? With computers, with technology, with your routers, with your firmware, it's important to update those firewalls and the routers. It's important to update your modem. It's important to update your cell phones. It's important to update your operating systems and to make sure that these are up to date and protected. Really, because there are security flaws that are out there, and if you're not installing these, you think about this, 10 years ago, this flaw existed and a patch was available, and the people that are being, the companies and the sites that are being, where this is being exploited, haven't installed the patch in over 10 years because they're saying, well, you know what, it still works. But you know what, if it works for hackers too, that's a bad thing. So this flaw allows unauthenticated remote attackers to conduct XSS attacks by persuading users to click on malicious links, potentially compromising sensitive information. And the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has added this vulnerability to its known exploit vulnerability catalog in November 2024. Again, even though this is a 10-year-old issue, but again, if you don't update the patches, if you don't patch your system, if you don't patch your network, well, you're a sitting duck for this type of threat. Solana Web3.js library backdoor to steal secret keys. So there is this compromise in the supply chain attack with malicious code added to steal cryptocurrency, private keys, and drain wallets. The attackers published 2 backdoor versions. So if you're out there, you have cryptocurrency, make sure that the company that is storing that cryptocurrency is installing the latest threats. Developers are advised to update to the latest version and rotate any potentially affected keys to secure their applications. CISA warns of Zyxel firewall exploit abused in attacks. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has issued a warning about the active exploit of a path traversal vulnerability designated as CVE 2024-11667 in multiple Zyxel firewall appliances. The high-severity flaw affects the web management interface of various units, potentially allowing attackers to download or upload files using crafted URLs. Exploitation of this vulnerability has been linked to the Helldown ransomware attacks. Zyxel has addressed the issue in firmware version 5.39, released September 3rd, 2024, and strongly advises organizations to update as soon as possible. So again, patches that have been available for over 3 months, and if you're affected by this, it's because you or your IT service provider did not install the patches. There's a critical exploit found in the Zabbix network monitoring tool. This is a critical SQL injection vulnerability identified as CVE 2024-42327 with a CVSS score of 9.9. That's, by the way, 10 is the most severe, so this is very high up on that list. It's been discovered in the open source network monitoring tool Zabbix. This flaw allows non-administrator users with API access to inject arbitrary SQL queries, potentially leading to full system compromise. So you want to make sure that you're if you're using this tool, make sure that you're updating it, installing the update. Now there's a corrupted word files fuel a new phishing campaign. A recent phishing campaign has been observed using intentionally corrupted Microsoft Word documents to bypass email security systems. These emails often masquerade as communications from payroll or HR departments, enticing recipients with promises of employee benefits or bonuses, prompting them to open the attached corrupted files. When opened, Microsoft Word's recovery mode reconstructs the document, displaying instructions to scan a QR code that leads to a fake Microsoft login page designed to harvest the user's credentials. This tactic effectively evades detection by antivirus software as the corrupted file appears benign until manually recovered by the user. So, again, another trick that's out there, and again, pretending to look like it's coming from the HR department, from it like it's an official dealing with payroll, and enticing the employees with something they would want, additional benefits or additional bonuses. So be aware of this. Be training your employees on this as well. So there's a critical MyCollab flaw exposing system admin access. So this is a critical path traversal vulnerability identified as CVE-2024-41713 with a CVSS score of 9.8. Again, 10 is the highest, so 9.8 is very high. Has been discovered in the NewPoint unified messaging component of MyCollab platform. This flaw allows unauthenticated hackers or attackers to perform path traversal attacks, potentially leading to unauthorized access and administrative action in the MyCollab server. Mitel has addressed this issue in my Colab version 9.8 that was released October 9th. So again, the patch was available about 2 months ago. One of the things that happens with these threats is these threats are out there, and we go over these every week, and every week there's more threats, there's more vulnerabilities. You want to actually steer clear of these threats and these vulnerabilities, and the way to do that is to make sure that your systems are updated. By the way, it's difficult to keep up with all of these. It's difficult to keep up with where the threats are. It's difficult to keep up with where the updates are. So either you or someone that you know and trust, maybe an IT firm like a Faster PC, needs to be put in charge of making sure that these updates are installed on a regular basis. One of the things that we provide here at a Faster PC is we do provide managed services, and with our managed services, we do provide patch management. So for Windows-based computers, we're looking for updates to Windows twice a day. We're looking to updates to programs such as Google Chrome and Firefox and Zoom and 7-Zip and some other programs. We're looking for updates to those programs 6 times a day, on average every 4 hours. And we're also looking for updates to Windows Security for systems that use Windows Security every hour. We're looking for these updates. And then we also are looking for updates to the firewalls, to the routers, and even configuring those so that they automatically update, and then periodically logging in just to make sure that the updates have indeed been installed and run. So this is very critical. There's there's new threats. There's zero-day threats. Zero-day threats means that the threat is out there, and it's by the time the company that provides the software or the hardware finds out about it, it's already being exploited. So it is important, it's vitally important that you get out there and install these updates and these patches. Every single one of these threats, with the exception of zero-day threats, which again, by the time they're discovered, they're already being exploited. We do, by the way, have additional steps and protection for zero-day threats as well. And we'll have to go over that probably at a later date on another show, our protection for zero-day threats. But most of these, there are patches, and even the zero-day threats, there will be patches that will come available. And it's important to install those as soon as they are available, as soon as you know about them, so that you can protect your system. So those that are leading or listening to the live video here on Facebook and YouTube, you guys aren't hearing the studio feed right now unless you're listening by radio as well. But this is the time where we actually close out the show. We do thank you for listening today. We thank you for watching today. Please take the time to like and share the page and the video with others. We did have some glitches with connecting to the studio, so the audio experience wasn't quite as great as it could have been today. We do apologize for that. But, if there's any questions that you want us to cover in the future, you can post those. You can enter those in the comment section of this live video, or even if you're watching this after the fact, enter those in the comment section, and we'll actually go over those at a future date on a future show. And some of these some of this content will actually roll out to a standalone video as well. We do that on a regular basis, and we want to answer your questions. So maybe something that you haven't dealt with in the past. Definitely get out there, type your question. We can actually go over that. We can cover that. We did want to let you know about some of the resources we do have out. Going back into October, we've actually done several series on how to buy a new computer that's not slower than the one you already have. By the way, we do have customers that buy new computers slower than the ones they've already have, and this is why we do this training. And we even have customers that do this even though we do the training, they don't listen. They still go out and do that, yeah, it's a horrible thing to buy something and only to find out it's worse than what you had. Whatever you spend on that is wasted money. So watch those videos. We go over, the first video goes over CPU. I think that was on the 19th of October. And then we went over how much RAM to have. We went over the hard drive, making sure you have an SSD drive. We went over also some other components in there as well. We went over wireless, and if you wanted to use AI, making sure that your system has the appropriate chips for AI to speed that up and to provide the extra processing power that's needed. And we've also gone over how you could possibly just upgrade your current computer to make it fast enough for you. And even we can upgrade your current computers to Windows 11. We've done that to a few computers this past week. Even if Microsoft is saying your computer is not compatible with Windows 11, in most cases we can still update you to Windows 11. So hey, listen, we're going to be back. We'll be back next week at 10:06. 10:07 or somewhere around there is when the show starts live on YouTube and Facebook. If you're listening on the radio, WPSL 1590 AM, or on the TuneIn app via WPSL or Alexa or Google Home, you can just say, hey, play WPSL. Around 10:06, we actually start with a 1-minute commercial, and then the show officially starts at 10:07. So you can actually get over there. You can watch that. You can see it. And we will, by the way, for those that are local or those that want to listen via the TuneIn app on WPSL tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and on WCNO tomorrow morning at 8:30. Both of those are available. WPSL is 1590 AM. WCNO is 89.9 FM. And we're on both of those. Both of those are available via TuneIn, Google Home, and Alexa. And so you can actually get over there and you can actually listen to our church show where we actually cover rejoicing in the Lord because of who he is and for what he has done for us. So this is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Live Technical Support. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to today's show, and just really, hey, next week's show probably will have the Skype issue ironed out. You'll have better audio coming into the show. But we want to thank you for tuning in and making this show successful. Again, check out our videos. Many of these short comments or short segments will roll out to separate videos as we have time to do so as well.